In this video, I'm going to talk to you about Facebook ads targeting and the different targeting options you should be leveraging to actually make profitable Facebook ads campaigns. Jay Williams here, and first of all, I want to talk to you about the Facebook algorithm. Now, you probably heard a lot of things about Facebook algorithm, probably some good, probably some bad. But when it comes to paid advertising, Facebook algorithms on point. And what I mean by this is Facebook's algorithms become super intelligent. I remember quite some years ago when I first started in Facebook advertising, one of the things you used to have to do is give Facebook very specific information, be super specific about the audience you wanted to go after. And you'd have these really narrow audiences that you were trying to target, and Facebook would only show your ads to this group of people. Now, what's happened is the algorithms come a long way. Facebook has so much data on its audience, and so as a result, its algorithm has become more intelligent, and it's more likely to show your ads to people who are potentially going to buy rather than the people who aren't going to buy, depending on what your campaign objective is, of course. So when it comes to targeting through Facebook advertising, then Facebook is now moving towards the broader audience. So you say to Facebook, hey, I want to kind of target this group of people. I'm not going down and saying I only want this one specific person. We're being a lot broader, giving Facebook lots of room to maneuver and allowing Facebook to use all of its data to actually go out there and find us buyers. And in a minute, I'm going to talk to you about one of the stages of my Facebook ads e-commerce traffic and conversion system. And I'm going to talk to you about the method which I use with my own business and with my clients to create profitable Facebook ads campaigns. Now, the first step which I'm going to talk to you about is the sharpshooter targeting method. I'm just going to take you onto this document here. And you can see there are three main elements to this particular method. We have interests, we have custom audiences, and we have lookalike audiences. In this video, I'm going to focus on the interest segment of this method, and I will be creating videos. You'll see them in the description or to the top right hand side of this video, where I show you how to create custom audiences and lookalike audiences for your store, because we want to assume that you have no traffic already coming to your particular website. Now, the first one, we have 3 S's. I always break it down into acronyms or letters just to make life a little bit easier for us to actually remember them. The first one is S for specific. So as I mentioned earlier, Facebook used to be all about getting really specific, and this method still works, especially if you have a smaller ad budget. You can still get in front of the right people at the right time with the right message if you have a smaller budget. And this is what I call the sniper rifle audience. This is people 100,000 upwards, 100,000 to 1 million people. Good group of people on a small budget. You can, there's plenty of room here for you to test these audiences, test these pages, and find super targeting people in there that are probably going to buy. The good thing about this audience is you are going to get sales, assuming that you've created your ads correctly in your campaigns. But what's going to happen is you're going to be limited in terms of scalability, because Facebook is only going to have a pool of people that are likely to buy in that audience, and as soon as it wears that audience out, then the audience is going to get saturated, frequency score is going to go up, and so as a result, the cost to actually acquire a customer, your CPA, is also going to go up. Below that, we have big guns. So big guns, these are big Facebook pages, the big guns influencers. That's what I like to call them. People who have large pages that were influencers, gurus in your industry, niche celebrities. We can leverage this specific targeting. So the first S is specific. The second one that we go for is called suggest. So suggest is what I call machine gun targeting. Now, Facebook is actually going to suggest that you go for certain audiences based on what you're trying to achieve. And we're going to go into Facebook Ads Manager in a minute and choose a product, choose an angle, and we're going to actually see what Facebook suggests based on the type of product which we're going to use. And it requires a little bit of common sense, this one, but we'll get there in a second. Now, the final one which we go after is the shopper. So the shopper audience is people who are engaged shoppers, people who've clicked the shop now button in the last 7 days. Again, still very broad. This is a big audience, 5 million. I call this the Big Daddy audience. You can also target online shopping. We're even testing a lot in the minute in the agency. Literally no targeting at all, and it's working really well, and there's huge room to scale your Facebook ad campaigns. Okay, let's jump into Facebook Ads Manager and have a look at what this all looks like within the targeting options. So you can see here we're down in Facebook Ads Manager, and I've decided that this is the product that I'm actually going to promote. It's going to be these CrossFit gloves or weightlifting gloves or general workout gloves, if you like. So you can see we have lots of different angles we can approach to actually try and target this particular product to an audience. We can go after CrossFitters, we can go after general weightlifters, we can go after Olympic weightlifters. I'm sure there's a lot of other sub niches within there that we can actually target, but for this we're going to focus on the CrossFit segment of this particular product. So let's go into Ads Manager. Now straight away you can see that I'm creating a new ad set, but there's a little trick here which you may or may not be aware of. We have the opportunity to create multiple new ad sets at once. What this is going to do is save you a ton of time. So I'm just going to put purchase in there. Now when we're creating multiple ad sets, what it allows you to do is select specific demographic data. I'll scroll down here. So I can choose United States 18 to, let's choose an example, 60. And then I can create multiple ad sets using this exact same demographic data, all with different interest targeting. Okay, this will all become very clear in a second. If you want to go way more advanced, then you can obviously separate these out by country as well and create lots of country variations, but I'm not going to go into that in this particular video. I'll do that in a separate video. So I'm going to choose this targeting here, 18 to 60. It's actually more like 18 to 44. Having worked in the fitness industry, I know this is the general demographic. So the first type of audience we're going to go after for this particular product is our specific audience, so our sniper rifle audience, anything from 100,000 to 1 million. So let's go back into Ad Manager in here. So let's start typing, and what this is going to do is start suggesting things to us. I'm going to talk about the suggestions feature in just a second. Now I'm going to choose a page that people are, it's very specific. Probably the only people who are going to be liking this are going to be people interested in CrossFit. So I Love CrossFit is a good example of that. And as you can see, as I hover over it, we have a size of 101,080 people. Perfect for the sniper rifle audience, 100,000 to 1 million. Next, we're going to find the big guns, so the people with the big pages. So if we can find industry specific influencers, people who are running big pages, then we're going to do that. So I've just opened up another variation, and I can either start using the suggest tool, or if you know the industry well, you're going to know exactly who the influencers are, who, like, what are the books people are reading, etc., that you can actually target your particular products to. Obviously, depending on what industry you're in, whether you're selling e-commerce products, e-commerce store, or you're selling an online course or some other form of business, then this is going to be subjective. So I'm going to go down, and I know that CrossFit Mayhem has an audience of 1.223 million in here. So that's a perfect size. Remember, for this big page, still really relevant, so it's targeted. The only people probably likely looking at this page are going to be CrossFitters, so it's going to be great for our particular product here. So we said 1 to 3 million, so a big gun audience. Next thing is S for suggest. So we've already talked about the suggestions tool. that we're actually going to use. We've already been using it in here. Add detailed target and variation, and then I'm going to see what Facebook actually suggests. So if I put CrossFit in here, because that's the area I'm focusing on, Facebook is going to suggest all of these options. Now if I was going after a different angle here, let's say I was decided that I wasn't going after CrossFit, that I was going after weightlifting, I could just type in weightlifting and Facebook is going to start to suggest weightlifting interests that I can go after. And you can see here, massive audiences, 10.7 million people. A bit too big for what we're looking for now, but you can see that those audiences there, and if you have a different angle on it, then you can actually find lots of other audiences as well. So let's go back and let's go and see what Facebook suggests for CrossFit. So I know CrossFit Games is a big one. There we go, 4.5 million in there. That's going to be perfect for our machine gun targeting option here for using the suggest feature. Really powerful tool, and it's going to make your life so much easier. People overcomplicate Facebook ads targeting. It isn't that difficult. The other thing I'd say is don't be afraid of the big audiences. Better if you have a larger budget, but you can actually start around a smaller budget as well. It's absolutely fine if you want to dip your toe in the water and experiment with these audiences, because even though you can get cheap purchases on the sniper rifle audiences, if Facebook has a lot of data to work with, it can also get you very cheap conversions as well. I've seen purchases for like 2p here in the UK before, and I had something like a 3,640 return on ad spend, which is absolutely crazy. So it can happen on these broad audiences. Now the last audience we have is the shopper, or the big daddy audience. Let's go back into here, and we're going to create another variation. And for this, I always try this one here, engage shoppers. So these are people who've clicked on an ad in the last 7 days, who I believe have clicked the shop now button. Engage shoppers, powerful audience that I always test. You can also layer these, so you can layer like CrossFit Games with engage shoppers to get a better audience as well. So if I wanted to create another variation in here, I could put CrossFit in here, and then I could layer that with by narrowing the audience with engaged shoppers in here, and I've got another audience I can actually test. So there's no shortage of audiences to test, but these are some of my favorite. And the last one that I'd recommend you test out, if you're feeling really adventurous, is this one. Literally no targeting. We're seeing some of our best results with 0 targeting, and that says it all about the Facebook ads algorithm and how intelligent it has become. You can see here, here's an example of one. I have no targeting in here other than some demographic details here, like the country, because that's the only country they're selling in, and I know this age range as well, and men and women I know by as well. So if I was to go back into Ads Manager and I was to just filter this down, you'll see that this is working really well. I'm trying to scale this out at the minute, so we're getting a 2.86 ROAS, and you can also see we've had some good conversions on here as well. So that is my talk on Facebook ads targeting and the different audience targeting you should be testing. If you enjoyed the video and you want to hear more from me, please go ahead and click the subscribe button below this video. If you've got any comments, questions or feedback, please go ahead and place them in the comments box. Now if you're in the e-commerce space and you're interested in industry insights, kind of behind the scenes and knowledge that nobody else is talking about, or you just want training on Facebook ads for e-commerce, then I've set up an exclusive Facebook group called the Facebook Ads for E-commerce Stores Facebook group. Now this is a new group which I'm starting out, and for the first 100 people that join the group, this is going to be free. After that, it's going to be a paid resource. So if you want to get in there before it turns to a paid option, you don't want to miss out, then go ahead and click the link in the description and join that group, and I'll go ahead and accept your request. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you soon for another tutorial. Bye for now.